Imagine for a moment that you wake up and you open your newspaper and here's your headline. Virus attacks mad as more cases of West Nile virus are being confirmed. Well, the downside is it's 2023, it's August, and it's real. Okay, so the United States Center for Disease Control and Prevention, or CDC, has reported that more states in the U.S. are being affected by the deadly virus known as West Nile virus. The first documented case of West Nile virus dates back to 1937, when a woman in the West Nile district of Uganda was identified as a carrier. Then, in 1953, another case was reported in the Nile Delta region, but this time, it was in a bird. However, as the years progressed, scientists declared the virus to be pathogenic, even though around 1997, more birds were being infected by the virus than people. In recent times, the epidemiologic feature of the virus seems to have changed because more cases are being discovered. In 2002, in Northern America, the virus became rampant in most geographical locations of the country, stirring a level of concern among scientists and government agencies. West Nile virus, shortened as WNV, not to be confused with the WWE, is a virus that causes West Nile fever, not to be confused with WrestleMania fever. The virus is a single-stranded RNA virus. WNV is from the genus Flavivirus, which sounds like a sparkling water brand, but it's not. It's also a member of the family Flaviviridae, which sounds like an evil sprite. Anyway, this virus contains the Zika virus, dengue virus, and yellow fever virus. This virus is maintained in nature in a cycle involving transmission between birds and mosquitoes. Humans, horses, and other animals can also be infected, though. Mosquitoes are the major way by which the virus is transmitted. And even though that's the primary method of transmission, it's not the only one. It's not all mosquitoes that transmit the virus, just like in the case of the malaria parasite. However, the major carrier of this WNV is of the species of Culex, and the virus's genetics is related to the Japanese encephalitis family of viruses. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has reported that the West Nile virus is the leading cause of mosquito-borne diseases in the continental United States. Mosquitoes are seasonal in major cities, which makes the spread of the virus seasonal also, as the virus is mostly spread during the summer periods. Over the years, mosquitoes have become the major vectors of different viruses. Mosquitoes become carriers of this virus when they feed on birds that host the West Nile virus in their bloodstream. When the mosquito becomes infected, the virus replicates in the mosquito's body, thereby making it capable of transmitting the virus to humans. If this infected mosquito bites an individual and infuses its saliva into the bloodstream with the virus alongside it, that's how humans are infected with the WNV. Honestly, it sounds more like a trip to the DMV if you ask me. Though it's really important to know that the virus may not be transmitted from person to person except in rare situations. That situation may only really occur during organ transplantation or blood transfusion. As far as the virus finds its way to the body, it can move around to various organs, for example, the central nervous system, and it can, at this point, raise symptoms like neurological complications. For healthcare practitioners, it's important that you understand the transmission cycle of this virus so that you can know how to prevent or control further outbreak of West Nile. This can be achieved by studying carefully the major carrier of the virus, the mosquitoes, and their interaction with humans and birds. So the next time you notice a mosquito flying around you, don't just think of malaria, but also think about the deadly viruses that mosquitoes can also spread. And also don't forget about flamethrowers. That's my go-to solution. WNV is commonly found in Africa, Europe, the Middle East, North America, and West Asia. The symptoms of WNV may vary from different people, but we must be familiar with some of the major symptoms of the virus. Knowing full well that the virus is transmitted via mosquito bites to the mosquito, which then incubates and propagates it, and is then transferred into the bloodstream through getting bit by that pesky mosquito, is really important to understand so that we can help prevent further infection. Now, if you get bit by one of the little bloodsuckers and you think you might be sick, here are some symptoms that you can expect. We're looking at fatigue, swollen lymph nodes, headache, body aches, and finally, fever. With this comes the important part, which is staying away from this virus. Because you gotta know by now that this virus can also be really deadly. Yep, you heard that right. It can kill the individual if proper care is not put into place. There are several different precautionary measures you can take to stay safe from this virus. You can always use insect repellent as well as wear protective clothing when you're having an outdoor gathering during the peak mosquito season. Additionally, you can use scented oils that burn in torches to keep the mosquitoes at bay. If all else fails, slap them before they bite you. According to the World Health Organization, one person in over 150 individuals infected will develop severe sickness. The virus is not like the coronavirus that's more harmful among the old. The WNV is as active in the young as it is in the old. However, people over the age of 50 or those who have transplanted any part of their body are at a higher risk of getting severely sick when infected with the virus. For now, there's no specific treatment for West Nile virus. No vaccine has been made to combat the virus, even though it is still a killer like most other viruses in the world. Even though there are no vaccines or other forms of treatment for the virus at this moment, it's important to know that patients with encephalitis will need close monitoring for the development of elevated intracranial pressure and seizures. Some research suspects that antibiotics will be a positive treatment, but it's yet to be proven. The question would really be, what should a patient do? Well, for now, until the vaccine to fight this virus is discovered and developed, in most minor cases, the patients will require rest, more fluids, and pain medication to relieve some symptoms. But in some extreme cases, patients will definitely need to be hospitalized to receive proper care, like intravenous fluids, pain relievers, and proper doctor's attention. Other basic treatments may be figured out by your doctor, but it will most likely be based on your age, medical history, how long the condition has been, and also how well you can handle medication or the recommended therapies. Having seen how deadly and easy it is to spread this virus, it's important to take all precautions with a sense of urgency. If you like this video, then you'll definitely like other videos just like this one here on our channel. So go ahead and follow the prompt on your screen right now to watch the next educational and entertaining health video on our channel. While you're doing that, remember to subscribe to the channel. And if you're new here, go through and give all my videos a thumbs up to encourage us to keep on making interesting videos like this one. And as always, thank you very much for choosing to spend your time with us here today. We'll see you in the next video.